Hey everyone, today I want to do a video on making some homemade MREs. Cool little kits for, for emergency stuff, cool little kits for the kids camping, all sorts of different things. These cost, I think when I did the math, it depends on what the meat source is in it, but about $6, $5 or $6 to put one of these together, and that includes the price of the bag. I think these bags are they're like 23 cents a piece is what I figured out, and then all the other things I put together. So 20 bucks right here. The ones with the beef jerky are a little bit more expensive than the ones without. So that's the difference between the $5 and $6. I recently got this little kit of Mylar bags from Wallaby, and they sent it to me to do kind of a review on. And I've been using Wallaby anyway for years now. It's a really reputable company, and I just like their bags. When you're storing long-term food, you want to make sure that it's in quality material. So there are a few reputable companies out there. I just like Wallaby. I am leery about anything you buy on Amazon from unknown sellers because you just don't know the quality of the bag. But I figured what I'll start off with this kit is making some homemade MREs. So I've got these large bags right here that I'm going to use for the MRE. I'm going to separate this beef jerky out. So I'm going to put that in these smaller little bags. But at any rate, let's go ahead and get into what I'm doing with this right here. And I went yesterday and I bought a bunch of this stuff, and I'm going to make 4 MREs. I bought this stuff. It cost me about $70 for all this stuff. I'm not going to use every little bit of this in all these MREs. So I broke it down into individual prices. And once I get these set up, I will itemize it out and see what they cost. But what I got some trail mix. I got some little meat packets. I got some coffee. Got a drink mix. Got the beef jerky, protein bars. I saw these little kits right here, these Star Kit Lunch to Go kits. These are kind of cool because in them, they have the meat, they have the crackers, but they also have some condiments, and they've got the little fork and a napkin right there. So it's kind of an all-in-one little kit. Pretty cool. I do have some forks and some napkins that I can put in here as well, but I'll probably make 1 or 2 out of these and then a couple different ones. Maybe this meat packet, beef jerky. I also saw these, which are pretty cool. And I'm a little leery about a meal that doesn't require refrigeration, what they put in there. But I figure for an MRE emergency type meal, these would be pretty cool. But these are pretty neat because it's just a meal all in one. So, and if you're, they're supposed to be microwaved, but they're perfectly fine if you don't. So if you're out on the go, maybe you set it out in the sun a little bit. Maybe you just dig right in. I'm that cold pizza kind of guy, so it doesn't bother me too much, especially if I'm really hungry. So I've got a few of those. I've got this meat. So I've got a bunch of different meat options. I also like oysters. I know some people don't, but this I figured might be something good to put in there as well. And I'll go through I'll count all the calories in each individual kit as well. What I'm trying to do is get about 1,000 calories. I know an MRE, they're about 1,250 calories, 1,200 calories, somewhere in that range for an MRE. So I figured 1,000 calories would be pretty good for something like this. But let's go ahead and let's break these down, and I'll figure out what I'm going to put in each kit, and then we'll seal them up and see how everything works. All right, let's see how I can do this here without making a giant mess. I guess I'll move this out of the way. And then the crackers, I'll take 4 of these out. Then, like I said, this beef jerky, I'm going to separate into these smaller pouches. This isn't going to be my main protein source, but it is going to do the job. Okay, got that set up. Now I know I want one of these meals with one of these in it, so I'll do the tender beef. Move these aside. And I want one of them with this in it. This lunch on the go. So I'll put that right there. Then I want one of these pulled pork. I may even put 2 of these pouches in there. These are 130 calories per pouch. So that would be 260 if I put those in there. This right here is 230 calories per tray. Per serving, this is 1 serving. So that would be about the same. This right here, we're looking at about 260 calories. So 2 of these pouches, all 3 of these are equal now as far as calories go. And then the clams, these are 200 calories, so basically the same. Maybe with the clams, I put the clams and the beef jerky in there together. Put these like that, so I get these out of the way. Also, gotta have some chocolate, so maybe I'll throw some chocolate in each one of these. Got the crackers right there. Drink mixes. These are so small, I may go ahead and just put 2 in each one. So we'll divide this out right here. Let me push this over here. Because it'd be nice if you're on the go, and these MREs are good for hiking, camping. I mean, not just a bug out situation. Good for the kids. I don't know that I would leave them in the car because, you know, the temperature swings will affect them. But, you know, the kids might enjoy it. You're out hiking, and kind of a little gift bag. They're not sure exactly what's in it. Little prepper happy meal, I guess. Couple coffees, and granted, I'm making these to where I don't need to heat anything up. So I don't have anything that needs a little camp stove or anything like that. Although I do have that in my truck. I just wanted something that you can grab it, eat it on the go. Coffee, you don't necessarily need to have hot water with this instant coffee. It's just a whole lot better if you do, but it's not absolutely necessary. And like I said, maybe sit it out in the sun if it's sunny out and warm that up a little bit. Also here we've got some fruit snacks, so I'll put 1 fruit snack in each one of these. And then chocolate, gotta have chocolate, right? So I'm gonna put 2 of these in each of these little kits. And I've got 2 left over for myself. Now, this kit right here has already got a fork in it, but I do have a couple right here, so I'm just going to throw a fork in with these as well. Then I've just got a couple napkins, just for the heck of it. I'll probably fold these up, but I just wanted to throw them on here now. That one's already got one, so that goes on there. So, basically, these are the 4 kits, and these should fit. Oh, I've got to get the trail mix. 1 for each of these. And then I'm not so sure about these bars yet, but we'll decide that in a bit. I don't think I'm going to put these in there. We'll have to see what the calorie count is. All of these too, the shelf life on all of this stuff, not the shelf life, the best by date on all of this stuff is between 1 year and 1.5 years. So I'm thinking 2 years, these will be okay. I'm actually going to put 1 or 2 of these away and not touch them. I'm going to take one, and about 6 months I'm going to test it out, and then the other one 1 year, 1.5 years, 2 years, and we'll see how these actually withstand. Also, with the Mylar, before I start putting these together, you don't necessarily need Mylar bags to do something like this. You could use Ziploc bags. It's just, this is going to be more air secure, airtight than a vacuum sealer, which is going to lose, it's going to let air in over time, or just a regular Ziploc bag. But, you could do that. It doesn't necessarily need to be these bags. And also with the oxygen absorbers, as I put these together, this kit from Wallaby comes with a bunch of these different packs. I think it's 7 or 8 of them. And it's got the red dot on here, which means that these are still good. Some companies you get from Amazon won't have this indicator right here to let you know if the packets are still good or not. Drives me crazy. But this has got 10 400cc packs in it. So I figured with 4, I'm doing 4 MREs. So I'll put 2 of each of these in the MREs, which may be a little bit overkill, but once you open this, they're kind of done anyway. And then I will put 1, I'll make another one of these, and I will put 1 in each of these beef jerky packets. So that'd be 10 total altogether. I'm going to put these all together first, and then I'm going to open this up and put these in as quickly as possible. That way they don't start sucking in too much air before I'm ready for it. But let's go ahead and start putting these together. All right, so these bags, these gallon bags, they expand on the bottom, kind of like this right here. So you can fit a little bit more in there than you actually kind of think you would. Let's start with this front one, which is going to be a pretty easy one to do. So this front one, we'll put these two meat pouches in there. Got the pulled pork, and we've got some Parmesan chicken. We've got the fruit snacks. We've got the drinks. We've got the trail mix. We've got a couple of candy bars. Did I already put... No, I didn't put fruit snacks. Fruit snacks in there. Then the crackers. And we've still got quite a bit of room in here because the meat packets are so thin. So maybe I will put one of those granola bars in there just for the heck of it. Why not? Okay. And then we've got the napkin and a fork. So that little kit right there, and like I said, there's still a little bit more room in there. You could actually, if you wanted to, you could put this up to you know, a couple thousand calories or whatever you want. I'm gonna keep it just like this for now. So that's that one. Now, before we get into the other ones, and I'll do these. I'm not gonna make you sit through me doing every single one of these, but now that I've got this figured out, I want to see what calories we have in here. So, got about 900 calories with this right here. So we could put something else in here to stock this up. But like I said, I'm going to hold off and then we'll see before I seal this up. All right, so these beef jerkies right here, I figured this is about an ounce of beef jerky, and these have about 80 calories. So what I could do is maybe put the beef jerky in there, which that would get it almost to 1,000 calories right there. So we'll see. I'll do my calculations at the end. So we've got the 4 MREs here. We've got the 2 bags of jerky that we are going to seal all of these up. I want to put the labels on these first so we know exactly what that is. I'm not going to make you guys wait and sit here through that. And then we'll use this sealer and see exactly how well or not well this thing works. But let me go ahead and put these together and then we'll start sealing them up. All right, so I've got all of 4 of these labeled with what is inside each of these packets right here, along with the date that it was made. I don't want to put the expiration date on it because I have a feeling they're going to last at least a year and a half with the stuff that's in it. Now, probably longer than that, so we're going to test that out. I also put some labels on the beef jerky over here, which is going to go in these 2 pouches. Once we put everything, seal everything up, put the oxygen absorbers in it, and then get everything done. So let's test out this impulse vacuum sealer. And how this is supposed to work, I'll put it this way so you can, maybe so you can see it. It doesn't turn on until you put the handle down. Then you're supposed to let it go for 5 seconds. This, and it feels warm right there, so it's actually doing what it's supposed to. What I want to do here, what we'll do is we'll test it on one of these small beef jerky packets. And I want to open up this oxygen absorber pack now. We will throw one of these in here. Make sure everything's out of the way of the actual seal. You can seal that zip tie if you want. It's up to you. I think it's an extra layer of protection. Depending on how much stuff you have in it, you may not be able to, but that's sealed right there. This little seal will not make this airtight. So these may work if you're just storing them and you're going to use them, soon. Not a big deal. You don't necessarily have to use this, but this gives it that extra little air tightness. So what we'll do is we'll throw this on here and we'll see how this works. You can see here that it's actually got a pretty good seal on it, and I can still get to the top, and it's sealed pretty well. So that works pretty good. So there's one beef jerky down. So that works good. This one may be a little bit tough to open because I kind of went towards the top, but that's all right. Throw that in that bag right there. And now we'll seal up these right here. Let me get these out of the way. So I'm going to throw 2 oxygen absorbers in each of these. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. All right. So these should be pretty easy to seal because they're not super full. Get as much air out as we can. Seal up that pretty good. And we'll throw this on there. Right around there. Go for about 6-7 seconds. And see what we look like. As you can see right here, pretty good seal. I need to actually let that, before I start ripping on it, I need to actually let that cool down. But pretty good seal. That one's done. All right, so this is the 4 right here, and as time goes by in the next day or two, these should seal up pretty well. As start to kind of collapse as the air gets sucked out of there. But we'll see. Like I said, I'm going to put a couple of these on a shelf, see how long they last, and see how good they are after a year or so. I have no doubt that, you know, in a year they're going to be fine, even if I didn't put them in here. But as you go past that, we'll see. Cool little kits for, you know, for emergency stuff. Cool little kits for kids, camping, all sorts of different things. These cost, I think, when I did the math, it depends on what the meat source is in it, but about $6, $5 or $6 to put one of these together, and that includes the price of the bag. I think these bags are they're like 23 cents a piece is what I figured out, and then all the other things I put together. So $20 right here. The ones with the beef jerky are a little bit more expensive than the ones without. So that's the difference between the $5 and $6. But not bad when you think about what a case of MREs costs and how much you can do it here. It just depends, you know, what do you have more of, time or money? MREs are great. These are completely different than the stuff you'd get in an MRE, but really not a bad idea, especially just a on-the-go type thing. You could keep it in your, depending on the time of year, you could keep it in your car, or maybe just take one for lunch or something like that and eat it. But pretty cool. Like I said, I'm going to be doing some more stuff on Mylar bags. I've got some number 10 cans from Augustin Farms that I need to, I've got one that's opened. I just had to open it, so I need to put that into Mylar bags so it retains that long shelf life. They're great. They're 25-year shelf life, but once you open them up, it kind of cancels out that shelf life. So I'm going to put those in some bags. I'm going to get some spices and other things too. But at any rate, if you have any comments, questions, ideas about what to put in these, let me know in the comments below. But with that, we'll talk to everyone later. Take care and prepare.